So France has started an initiative to ban social media for everybody under 15 starting September 2026. I know what you're thinking. This doesn't affect me. I don't live in France. Yes, it does. It's going to spread to your country eventually or the state that you live in. And unlike most other cases, we actually have a video of the president of the country speaking about this, justifying it and explaining why they're going to try to do this. But before we get to that, let's kind of get into the details of the ban. So just like Australia, in fact, they basically say that they were inspired by Australia. Pretty much the entire continent of Europe is considering getting rid of social media for people who are 15 or under or 16 or under. Countries are following suit, with the UK having like huge age verification laws. France is now going to be getting involved as well. People are trying to fight against this, talking about online privacy because, they are logical, but, a lot of people are just trying to justify this, being like, oh, but what about the kids? What about the kids? But if they're going to try to do it with only ID age verification instead of, letting parents do their jobs, this is going to be a hacker's playground in terms of the amount of information that they can get. But the draft bill, which I know people are going to be like, oh, it's just a bill, it hasn't passed yet. True, but I mean, if the president himself is saying he supports it, then it's likely to pass. It aims to prohibit minors under 15 from creating accounts or using major social media services without stringent age verification. So again, with the whole creating accounts thing. YouTube, as flawed as they are, released a great statement against Australia about their 16 and under social media ban, where they were talking about the fact that kids are not going to be able to make accounts on social media is actually going to harm them way more than if they are able to make accounts, because websites like YouTube, even though they are flawed and they need a lot of work, they actually do have means to protect kids on the website. There are restricted modes. You can actually have like parental control over an account, because remember, the kids are not going to stop using YouTube in France. They will still use it. They'll find a way with a VPN or whatever, and they just can watch YouTube while being logged out. So if they're logged out, and I've talked about this in many other videos before, then YouTube is going to be the Wild West. There's so much nudity on YouTube that can actually be prevented and not seen through YouTube's restricted mode. So the very thing that they're claiming to do, which is, oh, it's for the kids and protect the kids, it's all bullcrap. All they want to do is collect our data and control the masses. They just want to collect that sweet biometric data, sell it all. And Europe is proposing this whole system of having everyone have digital ID anyway. So this is more about control than anything else. But from what I've read, France is trying to go a step further than pretty much any other country has, because Australia obviously went 16 under. France is going under 15, and apparently they're going to be requiring everybody to have robust age checking mechanisms, or they're going to have to face some hefty fines. And there's also going to be a, quote, digital curfew for teens aged 15 to 18, restricting access during overnight hours, and an outright prohibition on mobile phones in high schools. So even the people who were thought to escape the law, people who are 15 and older, they're going to be like, sorry, buddy. Also, you guys also can't use your phone during certain hours of the day and stuff like that. And again, that's all fine, but that should be a parent's job and a parent's jurisdiction to enforce on their kids, not the freaking government. The more you try to create restrictive laws about social media and using a phone, the more people are going to rebel and use VPNs and try to circumvent it anyways. But the governments who want to take everybody's information and control us all, they know all this type of stuff. So instead, what they do is they try to cater to the parents who are like, do you want your kids to be depressed? Do you want your kids to hurt themselves because they saw somebody on Instagram going to a birthday party that they weren't invited to? Well, we really care about your kids. So what we need you to do is hand over that ID so we can have all your information. So we can protect your kids. Sorry, little autocorrect there. It's all bullshit. They keep trying to say this whole protecting the kids thing, but we know it's bullshit. We know what they're trying to do. They're actually trying to ban VPNs right now, pretty much across Europe, to prevent people from circumventing this law as well. But before I keep yapping, let's go listen to France's president and what he has to say about this social media ban.
France is preparing a major crackdown on children's screen time and social media use. The French government is moving towards a ban on social media access for children under the age of 15. The new restrictions are expected to come into force by September next year. The proposal is strongly backed by President Emmanuel Macron, who's made the digital protection of minors a priority for France. The French Parliament is expected to begin debating the proposal as early as this month. President Macron says unrestricted access to social media exposes children to inappropriate content, cyberbullying, and disruptions to sleep patterns.
But you only get unrestricted access to social media if your parents or guardians are dumb and they don't ever try to restrict you from using your phone all day. I really hate that excuse that these guys use of, oh, you have unrestricted access to social media, you could be seeing a lot of bad stuff. Well, the problem is, if your freaking parents don't want to do their jobs, then of course you're going to get addicted to the internet and social media.
So when we speak about cyberbullying, when we speak about being exposed to pornography, when we speak about having some mental disease, and etc., etc. I mean, let's be clear. This is exactly made by these platforms to your children.
Whose job is it supposed to be to regulate the kids' social media use anyways? The parents, right? So when you're saying, oh, it's the Wild West, the kids are going to get exposed to all this, dangerous stuff and adult content. Do a parent and a guardian not exist anymore? Does no parent or guardian want to do their jobs nowadays of actually just taking care of their kids? It's such a ridiculous argument to make where it's like, okay, so basically the kids are getting exposed to bad stuff on the internet. Therefore, everybody has to hand over an ID so we can go ahead and make sure and protect the kids. They're going to even take the kids' IDs as well if they have them to determine if they're older or under 15. And a lot of these websites and countries and whatever, they're also going to be doing facial recognition systems with AI. So basically, you're going to have to submit some biometric data in the form of a photo or a video as well. So it gets to the point where these freaking countries and websites are, a lot of these social media websites that are doing age verification are handled by some sort of third-party thing anyways. They are a gold mine for hacking. Think about how many people have already been hacked through the whole Discord hack thing, through the T-app getting hacked. It's just such an insane argument to make that we're trying to protect kids, therefore hand over all of your information. Come on now. And again, to everybody who thinks, oh, this is in France, it's not going to affect my country, it's not going to affect my state. This is going global. Look down over here and see all the other countries and states and whatever are going to be doing something similar to this. Age verification, facial recognition, digital IDs, whatever. This is a whole global thing that's going on right now, and they just keep using the guise of protecting the kids, and that's how they're going to keep tricking these parents. In all of these polls, whenever these news organizations talk about this type of stuff, they always show polls where the parents are like in overwhelming support of all this age verification stuff. And it's just so annoying because their parents are either dumb and they don't understand what's actually going to happen here, or they don't care and they are willing to risk the privacy of everybody just because they have the inability to parent their own children. And this is becoming increasingly more frustrating to me because it seems like I said in my last video, this was like a hot topic in August when it was happening on YouTube. But now that it's not newsworthy and now that not everyone's not freaking out about age verification anymore, people don't seem to give a shit about this. Even, I've been looking at other people's age verification videos across YouTube and stuff like that. A lot of our numbers are dropping in terms of views and stuff like that. Unfortunately, people don't give a shit about this. People don't care. Here's the Australian Prime Minister talking about it too and trying to justify it, saying, oh, we need to protect our kids. I showed a clip of him the other day where he was talking to two women where the younger woman was saying, oh, can't we just use VPNs to circumvent this anyways? And then he's like, oh, we're going to find that out too. We're going to make sure that you can't circumvent this law. So it just gets to the point where this is all about control. The people who are trying to make videos about this and spread awareness about this, like myself, like I said, I've been seeing it on YouTube. Our numbers are dropping. People don't seem to give a shit about this anymore. So if you guys could do me a favor and leave a like on the video and leave a comment for the algorithm. I mean, I guess in my case, it makes sense. I'm boring. I don't make good points. The videos aren't well edited, but whatever. I mean, I just want people to know about this whole thing because I am telling you right now, if all of these countries and states pass these age verification laws, even if you guys want to fight it later down in the line, it'll be too late. How the fuck are you going to fight a law that literally every country and state has implemented? We have to do it right now when it's not currently active. Every single social media that you can think of is either going to have some sort of age verification law soon or already does. Every single website soon is going to have this as well. They are proposing having age verification on Google search. I know what people are thinking. These are just bills. They haven't passed, whatever. But the fact that they're being proposed across every single Congress across the world shows that this is a mass takeover of trying to take away all of our privacy as a collective, as a unit, as human beings, not just people in America, not just people in France. Everywhere on planet Earth, they are trying to implement age verification. If we want to go somewhere that doesn't have age verification, we're all going to have to move to Antarctica at this point. But then again, if a fucking penguin shows up and wants to talk to us, they're probably going to try to verify our age first. I mean, dude, it has gotten crazy at this point. I mean, I don't think people understand how bad this is becoming and how bad it will become. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. France is trying to ban social media for people under 15. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.